Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's Video Blog. We are to Wednesday, October the 2nd, November the 2nd, 2016. So, one big announcement that was made today is that in 3 weeks, between Smackdown and Talking Smack, we'll start airing a weekly hour show called 205 Live, which will feature, as you would expect, cruiserweights. Somehow it feels like Triple H has gone to Vince and said, "Okay, look, the cruiserweights on Raw probably not the best choice. I'm gonna book myself a little show after SmackDown, and yeah, you'll see how to make things right." I mean, that's really how it feels. Because really the cruiserweight division on Raw is the same 8 people week in, week out. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say than, well, I mean, it just doesn't feel right, and they are used as filler, 3-on-3 matches, and the title picture, but at the same time it feels like the more, depending on the traction 205 Live gets, it might as well become the sole home of the cruiserweights, if not shared with SmackDown, because I really don't feel like the SmackDown crowds would be better than Raw. But I mean, 205 Live will surely be a test, because since it's live, it certainly, and it happens after SmackDown. It's certainly going to be after SmackDown, in the same arena. So yeah, same crowd. So we'll see. It starts in 3 weeks, no, 4 weeks, on November the 29th. So yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, that's going to be 3.5 hours, because I just don't feel like Talking Smack will lose in quality after being pushed 1 hour later. But yeah, the fact that they have decided to put 205 Live on the same day as a SmackDown really, sounds like maybe there could be an announcement about the cruiserweight division. We'll see. We'll definitely stay tuned about that. But yeah, so SmackDown, it opened with James Ellsworth apologizing, from the bottom of his heart to Dean Ambrose. He said that he cannot face the WWE universe after what he did to Dean Ambrose, because he got lightheaded. Any man with 2 hands can make mistakes, he said. It really felt like the angle would end up with James Ellsworth fucking up, Dean Ambrose turning heel and whatever, because AJ Styles tried to get inside Ellsworth's head, saying that Ambrose has been using Ellsworth to help himself first, which is true. I mean, really. But then again, Ellsworth, he's a righteous man. He's a babyface. He's the one who will make sometimes bad decision, but he doesn't have a bad heart. So yeah, all through the night he tried to convince that what happened later, being, well, I mean, he tried to separate AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, and well, he got shoved into Ambrose, and well, that allowed Styles to first do a bicycle kick and then the phenomenal forearm. So yeah, he tried to convince Ambrose that he was also sorry about that. That he could come at ringside, despite the fact that when Daniel Bryan came and announced that Ambrose would have another chance at the number one contendership, Ellsworth should definitely not be at ringside. I mean, he tried, and he even got pushed outside the arena. So yeah, that was one solution. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. We'll talk about that later. So yeah, another match was. I'm trying to remember the order. Yeah, the second match was a no disqualification match between Randy Orton and Kane after what happened last week. Randy Orton dropping Kane with an RKO and saying that if you can beat him, join him. So yeah, he had a match with Kane. I mean, he lost Kane after the Wyatts appeared, and Luke Harper was going to present Kane as a sacrifice to Bray Wyatt, but instead it was Orton who did it, pushed him into Wyatt. Sister Abigail. Orton posed at the same time as the Wyatts. Then later was backstage, and Bray Wyatt said that essentially Randy Orton was the profile they looked for in the family, and Orton said that he never felt as good. He felt really enlightened by the darkness of the Wyatt. He said, "Yeah, Bray Wyatt, you are a god," and his eyes did a strange thing like, "Okay, sure, I mean supernatural, am I right?" It felt really more like Halloween than most of Raw tried. Raw was the kiddie show version of Halloween, and Smackdown was the cheap horror film apparently. Yeah, so Orton is with the Wyatts, huh? I felt like he was playing some kind of trick, maybe trying to get with them to destroy them from the inside, but he really looks like he's joining them. He did the thing like the bad guys in Stargate, the go old, the thing they do because they have the Naquada in their blood, and their eyes do. That's yeah, usually is a good thing. Um, yeah. So there was a female, women's tag match between Naomi, no, not Naomi, between Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch, who lost to Carmella and Alexa Bliss after it was supposed to be nearing interview about what's gonna happen on Monday night, about Monday Night Raw at the Survivor Series. They really dissed the women of Monday Night Raw, especially Carmella. She went pretty hard into Bailey, and it's really strange considering that Carmella was feuding. One of the last feuds of Carmella in NXT was against Alexa Bliss, and she had Bailey in her corner. So it's really strange to see that the dynamic has completely reversed. They are saying, it's essentially they are saying that there are too many big egos on Raw, and that SmackDown will be more than happy to make them shut up. Except that feels really like loaded with ego. So backstage, Shane and Daniel Bryan announced that Naomi was the last member of Team SmackDown, and Natalia, she was like, you've seen that, huh? Look at that shit, pretty much. Daniel Bryan wasn't too sure about Natalia's presence backstage, but Shane was like, hey, you know what? You're gonna be the coach of the women, and she said, Natalia said that she wanted to turn the kittens into lionesses. Oh man, I just don't know. I mean, obviously, it even in Total Divas, she's kind of a cat lady, but maybe that's pushing the thing too far. I mean, she went on Talking Smack and offered a T-shirt with two paws, who is her cat. and it said Thug Life. Yeah, sure. Um, what else was there? American Alpha won a match, I think. Yeah, they won a match against the Spirit Squad pretty easily, you know. Same for the Usos against the Headbangers. Those two were qualifying matches for the SmackDown for the Survivor Series 10 on 10 match. Um, the the American Alpha they came to the American Alpha they came to Talking Smack, and they were fairly sure that SmackDown would run over Raw because, well, as they said about uh, Enzo and Cass, this is a wrestling match. They said, who do they have on Raw? And Daniel Bryan said, they have Enzo and Cass, and Chad Gable so fast, Talking Smack is really the best place for those two guys because they aren't really loud guys. So having that kind of platform to express themselves without having really the pressure of the crowd around them is really good. I really like Talking Smack if that wasn't clear enough. Um, so the final qualifying match seems to be the Vaudevillains versus Breezango next week. That's a match. Feels like the stakes are high because those are two teams who weren't featured on SmackDown for the past couple months actually. So we'll see about that. Um, another match. So Daniel Bryan was on Miss TV. He announced who was in the SmackDown tag match, and the SmackDown team for the Survivor Series tag team, and the 10 on 10, and he announced who was in the team for SmackDown's who was on SmackDown's team for the Survivor Series men's match. And The Miz was pretty pissed because he thought he would hear his name. Instead, the team is Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose. AJ Styles isn't defending his title until TLC. That was announced pretty early on Talking Smack. Apparently TLC is the SmackDown exclusive show in a TLC. That's going to be great, I think. Dean Ambrose went on a bit of a tangent on Talking Smack about that. That was pretty creepy. So it all led, this Miss TV segment all led to Dolph Ziggler defending his title in a open challenge against Kurt Hawkins, and was pretty fast. So fast that he actually had the time to challenge any superstar of Raw to a match at Survivor Series. So maybe Sami Zayn could be a good thing. The main event was fucking amazing. I mean, technically speaking, AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose tore the house down, and James Ellsworth helped him. Helped Ambrose to win the number one contendership. It was an amazing match. It's like their third encounter, and they have gelled so well together that it's actually a bit scary. You should watch this match. Leave alone the shenanigans with Ellsworth. That were good, but still. Dean Ambrose talked about ripping a man's arms off and hitting him with his own arms. That was strange, really. I think that's pretty much it. NXT, I'm not sure what happens. I think this second round starts tonight, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.